Hi folks, Southern Remarketing in Jackson, Mississippi, where we sell pickup trucks, diesel trucks. Principally, we sell them only on eBay. We've sold every kind they make, folks. Today we're going to list a really desirable truck on the secondary market. We like it a lot. It's a very pretty, nice truck. It's a 2008 Ford F250, 08 Ford F250 turbo diesel single rear wheel. And this is a nice truck. Only got 162,000 miles on it, been tuned and deleted. Got moonroof, got navigation, got it all. The spares even under it. 37-inch tires that are perfect. It's got some sort of small lift kit. We like everything about this truck. You will too, I think. If you're, if you want one of these trucks and you've been out and got sticker shock, look at this pretty thing sitting here. I don't know how the color's going to show up in the video, but it is a beautiful truck. Tires are perfect. You can see 37-inch wheels.
20-inch wheels.
They're not skin. Your local truck, you can see under here, no rust issues. The paint's beautiful. This is what we used to call kind of British racing green with tan, the striping, the piping on it's just, this is a nice truck. It's pretty. See in here, the leather is perfect. Moonroof, navigation, power seats. You see them moving around. The headliner's beautiful. Non-smoker's truck, no smoke odors, no pet odors, any of that. You can see here it's not been in the mud. Some kids not been out trying to tear daddy's truck up. You can't ever get that mud out. If you do, it's got folding mirrors. I can't get over how nice this leather and everything is, sir. Look in here. It's just, it's pretty. And it's the way it ought to be. I like to sell a truck when it's just the way it ought to be, and this one is.
All that flips down. It's got the flat floor that you can tuck back up, fold stuff down. Everything's good under the mats. Headliner's nice. Southern truck, no rust in the cab corners or the rockers or anything. And it is a short bed. You hardly ever see a single rear wheel F350 short bed.
Spares underneath it. You can see here the leaf springs and all that.
Got the extra leaf for towing. Got the high dollar B&W turnover ball hitch.
That is unusual to find that. Look in here. Got the Rhino bed liner.
Line X bed. No rock pecks behind the wheels.
I don't see any paint work. Look here. And I normally see paint work in a rainstorm, but I don't see any paint work on this truck. See in here, that's generally a tell. Here's a little bitty scratch there. It's got the fancy tailgate. See, that works just the way it ought to. There's not been anything new. It's not beat up in any way. Can you see in the shadows there? The bed's not dent and beaten thing. Tailgate's perfect. See,
it's got one little scratch in the tailgate we touched up.
See down the side, the lines, it's not chipped and picked up. These tires still got tips on them. See up in here? Line across the beds are straight. Kick panels are, it doesn't look like anyone's been back here to speak of. See how nice the headliner is? So tight. Tire on both sides. Carpet's perfect. See that? Inside the door jambs. The dash.
Just think the carpet's nice.
Cracks.
I'll get some goober that finds a little spot somewhere and said, well, your dad told me it was perfect. And by God, there's a stain from where a penny got left in, and let me
tell you something else to do, folks. We wasn't gonna mention it, but I can't help it. The people who sold us this truck, we bought it at the auction, local trade-in, said that there was a new engine put in this truck 12,000 miles ago. Announced that at the auction. It runs and drives like it, powerful as it can be. But no, we have no paperwork or any of that. We're just taking the people's word for it. But they're not notorious liars. So all that said, this is a great running truck, and it rides and drives perfect, and the engine does feel like, but anyhow, take that for what it means. But it's only got 162,000 miles on it anyway, which is low miles, low miles. But I want you to look at the way this truck stands up. It has got a really beautiful stance. The paint is just absolutely the way it ought to be. It's a pretty truck. It's a good truck.
Well, it's probably got about 2 grand worth of tires on it. And
yeah, and these trucks are hard to find. I mean, they're really hard to find. But we're gonna list it, we're gonna sell it. Whoever buys this is gonna like this truck. And whoever buys it, if you ship it, when it gets home, you'll recognize it. You'll be tickled you bought it. Dan's gonna give you a test drive. Everything just works just the way it should. And it is so heavily equipped. But it's a 2008 Ford F350 turbo diesel Lariat, 1-ton F350 with a single rear wheel axle, 4-wheel drive, leather, moonroof, navigation, just everything you'd want on a truck, and looks the way it ought to look, drives the way it ought to drive. And it's going to be a bargain. We're going to sell it. We appreciate you watching our video, folks. Thank you so much for that. Look forward to visiting with you about the truck, seeing you here in Jackson, Mississippi.
Hi folks, Dan Dale here. You've been listening to my dad talk about this truck. Now we're going to take you on a test drive, but before I do, just want to show you a few things under the hood. First of all, we don't clean under hood. This is just how this truck came in. So what you can take away from that is this truck hadn't spent much time, if any, out in the mud and the dirt, because when they have, it gets a patina on stuff like those bare aluminum parts that you just can't clean up, and this doesn't have any of that. Second of all, you can see these core support bolts have had an impact on them. That means the radiator recall has been done. So that's about $1,500 you ain't got to worry about spending. Finally, most importantly, I want to show you, you can see just a little bit of smoke. Smoke's not a big deal, especially on 6.4s and 6.7s. They all do it. The main thing is, though, you can see, set the cap down on the tube, it doesn't blow off. Now, if it were to blow off, that would mean it has blow-by, and blow-by is just engine compression getting past the piston rings and into the cylinders. Not necessarily a sign of a bad engine, but just a sign of wear. And of course, this one has none of that because it's been replaced. So you don't have to worry about that. Now we're gonna hop in, take you on a test drive. Okay, now that we're in the truck, there's a couple things I want to show you before we go to driving. First, you can see it's got GPS, that works. 6-disc CD changer. It's got satellite radio, line in. You can plug your auxiliary input into your phone or whatever. We'll leave it on the map. Dual zone auto climate, heated seats, upfitter switches, tow command, so you can adjust your trailer brake gain and all that. Power adjustable pedals, shift on the fly 4-wheel drive, power sliding rear window, of course the moonroof that my guy's not cleaned as usual. Even you can see even on the steering wheel here, the leather is just perfect. There's no rips or tears. Automatic headlights. We showed you there's a little crack on this little trim piece, but showed you the power folding mirrors. Now this one power folds, that one does not. The power mirror part works. You can see it goes left, right, up and down. Not sure what's going on with that, but just want to point it out because we try and nitpick these trucks as best we can, since most of our customers are not buying them in person. Most of these end up getting shipped. Let me turn this down. I've been parked under the shed for the gas station, but anyway, we try and nitpick these trucks as best we can, just because, you know, I don't want to risk bad feedback or over something silly. So odds are somebody messed up that mirror and just bought a standard replacement instead of a power folding. So that's why it works, but the power fold doesn't work. Although If it's something else, we'll try and get it resolved, but I just want to point it out. And you can get those things, even the powerful ones, they're like, I think they're around $200 on eBay last time I looked. So they're not super expensive. You know, you don't have to go through the dealer. You can buy them cheaper on eBay or Amazon and save you a bunch of money. So if, you know, that's a big deal to you. But they are heated, they go in and out, even manually if necessary. It does have the steering wheel radio controls. Like Dad said, the truck is tuned and deleted. By that, it means the DPF system has been deleted off this truck. And that's just something you have to do to a 6.4, because, you know, unlike these newer trucks that use that exhaust fluid, Ford on these 6.4s, the way they clean their DPF, which is also called the soot filter, but the way they clean it is to dump extra fuel into the rear two cylinders and let it burn it out. And well, if you're not right on top of your oil changes, then it causes several problems. Let me back up. First of all, if you're not right on top of your oil changes, all that fuel, so some extra bits can get past the piston rings and into the crankcase, and it dilutes your oil. And that's how you hear a lot of people have problems with 6.4s. Well, it's because they haven't deleted their DPF and they weren't just all up on their oil changes, because you got to do them every 5,000 miles, and you got to use Ford filters, because Ford will not release their patents on their filter design. So if you're not using Ford filters, then you're not filtering anything. So odds are what happened to this truck is someone whoever had it obviously took care of it. You don't get them this clean that weren't taken care of, but they probably took it to an oil change place or somewhere and they used Wix filters or Fram or something else, and they weren't really getting any filtering action. And if you don't do that, you're going to tear the motor up. And so this one, you know, like Dad said, they told us after we bought it that it had been replaced. And so, you know, I don't think they had any reason to lie, but I don't have any documentation, so can't guarantee it. But just wanted to let y'all know what they told us, and you can take that for what it's worth. But what it comes down to is, truck has no blow-by, doesn't even have any smoke, which that's what leads me to believe they're not lying, because usually these 6.4s, even with no blow-by, they'll have a ton of smoke coming out of the cap. Even I've had 6.7s with 20 and 30,000 miles that had a bunch of smoke coming out. And it's just natural the way these engines are designed. So, you know, for this one not to have, you saw me do the video a second ago, for this one not to be putting out a ton of smoke, that kind of makes me think, well, maybe it has been changed. But regardless, the DPF's deleted, so you don't have to worry about that. And, you know, dumping all that fuel down in your motor, that kills the fuel economy. So you pick up anywhere from 3 to 5 miles per gallon just by deleting it, because you're not dumping all that fuel out the exhaust. And plus, after you deleted it, you can tune it. And these trucks make 350 horsepower stock, but you can turn them up as high as 650 horsepower. And unlike a 6-liter, they don't have to be studded to crank up the power. Now this one is running a nice little tow tune. See, when I get on it, it gets, you know, it'll go. It's not slow by any means, but it's not on the full boil, rolling coal, shred your tires tune either, which is, unless you're a kid or something, you're not gonna want that anyway. You just leave it on a good tow tune that adds about 75 extra horsepower, so it puts you back up to the same as these new trucks are making. And plus, you don't have to worry, you know, about tearing your stuff up. So that's always good to know. Now, if you're interested in this truck, feel free to fly in, drive it home. We'll be glad to pick you up at the airport, no extra charge. We'll come back and do all the paperwork and feedback and everything, let you get on the road. I would not hesitate to drive this truck anywhere. Got a great set of tires, and I'm kind of sick. I didn't notice they were 37s, or I'd have probably swapped them with the 35s on my truck before I listed it. But they're on here now, so you're going to get some 37s. And Lost my train of thought. Now you may notice this video is a little shaky. Don't let that worry you, because I'm filming with one hand and driving with the other on some of the worst roads in the city of Jackson. So even though the video may come out a little shaky, the truck itself has a great ride and drive. There's no issues there. And one thing you can take away from all these potholes and stuff I'm going over is that it's tight. There's no rattles, no squeaks, no bangs. I let go of the steering wheel, doesn't pull to the left or right, doesn't vibrate or pull when I hit the brakes. The only thing I can nitpick about this truck is you can see this tint on that back window it's got a little curl to it. Now this truck already has privacy glass, so you know you could not worry about it, which you can't notice it, but you might want to just peel it off. You'll still have the privacy glass. But again, just trying to nitpick so you know nobody gets mad at me or leaves me bad feedback over something silly, because we do our best. If there's a problem, we either fix it or disclaim it. So that's why I'm talking about the mirror, talking about the little spot on the tent, that kind of thing. But if you're like most of our customers, you may not have time to spend several days on the road flying or driving down and driving back home. So with that being said, don't let the idea of having to ship this truck dissuade you from buying it, because what happens is a lot of people look at these online shipping calculators and they get these ridiculous prices and it scares them off. Well, most of those guys you find online, they're not really shippers. They don't have a fleet of trucks out on the road. They're just brokers, and they'll charge you hundreds of dollars and they'll call it a deposit, but all it really is their fee for posting it on this one website that everybody uses for shipping vehicles that's not open to the public. Well, we've jumped through all the hoops, paid all the fees, the membership, and all that crap, so we can be on that website and we can offer you wholesale shipping prices. And the way we do that is we don't charge a markup, we don't get a fee or anything off of it. If you want us to ship one, we post it on there, we find somebody to ship it for you, and you pay us for the truck directly, and then we find somebody to ship it, and when they drop it off, you pay them right then when they drop the truck off for the shipping. So you know, we cut out the middleman. It's a free service to our customers, although even if you don't buy from us, we'll do it for $50, but we'd rather you buy from us and we'll do it for free. But either way, you're going to get wholesale rates on shipping, or and should say and, not or, but also if you live anywhere near Dallas or Houston or Atlanta or pretty much anywhere in the state of Florida, we can get a smoking deal on shipping. So just shoot me a text or an email with your zip code and I'll get you a good ballpark figure on shipping. Then you will most likely be surprised how cheap it is. And the less of a hurry you're in, the cheaper I can probably get it shipped for, because if you're not in a hurry, I'll post it for a low ball rate and just wait on somebody who's trying to fill an extra space on their trailer to come through. Or, you know, if you're in a hurry, we'll post it for more than the going rate and maybe make it worth somebody's while to make a detour to come on and get it. So just talk to me, give me a call, shoot me a text, and I can discuss it further. 601-376-9869. My name's Dan Dale. Be glad to answer any questions you may have about this truck, about the tune, about the delete, all that. Like I said, it's on a nice tow tune. However, if you want more power, we can turn it up, or if you want to leave the power stock, we can turn it down. We can even put a speed limiter on it if you know your kid's going to drive it. So anyway, just call me, we'll talk about all that. Appreciate you watching the video and look forward to seeing you here in Jackson, Mississippi. Thank you.